If you can't kill a boss, no reason why you can't look like one. Moogle putting the wow in transmogs.
Here's a look for all three specs for Warlocks: the Ruthless Gladiator Felweave Amos, Cata PvP Vendor, 3 Marks of Honor. You could also go with the Vicious look on the shoulders if you want, and you'd have to probably switch to gloves as well. The chest, green woolen vest, vanilla level tailoring. Check your local tailor, check your local auction house. Not an imperative piece because the tabard is kind of hiding it. Moving on to the belt, Strife, Riddled Cinch, Tomb Sargeras Mythic, Maiden of Vigilance, Marks of Honor would be incorrect. It's got about a fair drop rate to hook you up with that belt. Moving on to the legs, leggings of the 7th Circle, Hellfire Peninsula, Doomlord Kha'Zix, 20% drop rate. Not a bad drop rate, but Doomlord Kha'Zix, kind of difficult to time him, so tough piece to get, but worth it. Ruthless Gladiators, Treads of Alacrity, Cata PvP Vendor. And the hands, Ruthless Gladiators, Felweave Handguards, Cata PvP Vendor, Marks of Honor. So we've got a few Cata pieces here. The shoulders, the gloves, and the boots are Cata pieces. Tabard, Scryer's Tabard, Shitrath, Scryer's Quartermaster. That's going to be a lot of fun to get. And the headpiece is out of Emerald Nightmare, various mobs, or you can buy it on the auction house. Finally, the offhand, Interloper's Mossy Skull, the Everbloom, Dull Hue is the boss. Great looking off piece. And the weapon, Fang of the Pit, Hellfire Citadel Mythic, Manaroth, 13% on the drop. Aiming for a Destro look here. Mantle of 1,000 Hells, 1,000-fold Hells. Throne of Thunder Heroic. I like that piece. I like that piece for this set pretty much. Iron Quan, decent drop rate. Moving on, going to spin you all the way back to the Steam Vault, which of course is Dungeon and BC, so you could do this quite a bit till you get it. Vermilion Robes of the Dominant, of course, from Burning Crusade. Moving on to the belt, Legions. So far we have 3 different xpacs represented. Strife, Riddled Cinch, Tomb Sargeras, Maiden of Vigilance. I really like that belt for Warlocks. All the different colors, all the different modes you get it from. The back, Gildthorian Cloak, going with the gray cloak. You could also go with a red cloak or an orange cloak, even though there aren't many orange cloaks in the game. Moving on, hooking you up with a Void Elf. The feet, Dusk Woven Sandals, Felwood, Dusk Coat, is a rare that it dropped from, or you could just simply step up by it on the auction house. Probably the best way to go. Moving on to the hands, or in this case, I think it's the hands. No, those are the bracers, my mistake, but I got the Frostborn wrist wraps correct. Flaming Head, Throne of Thunder. You could go with the gloves or the bracers anyway. Either way, both look good. The headpiece is straight out of Mechagon. Mythic King Mechagon himself will drop those goggles. And of course, the weapon, Inferno Flame Staff, Blackrock Foundry Mythic. Rule is the boss. About a 22% drop rate for the staff from WoD. I'm making brown work for Warlocks, no doubt. Sanctified Dark Coven shoulder pads, Ice Crown, Citadel, Bring a Sweater. Sindragosa is the boss, 32% on the drop rate for the shoulders. The chest piece, Durable Tunic, Desolus, Cursed Centaurs. There's plenty of those that go around. Or you could just buy it on the auction house, probably the best way to go. Moving on to the belt, I happen to go with the Ruthless Gladiators Court of Accuracy, Cata PvP Vendor, Mark of Honor to pick that belt up, super easy get. Moving on to the pants, you could go with the Durable Pants, or you could go with the Sanguine Trousers, Stone Talon Mountains, Cliff Stormers, plenty of those to go around, or you buy it on the auction house, so super easy get there. So this is a cool looking set, and it's pretty easy to get so far. Silent Flame Sandals, Throne of Thunder, LFR. You could also go with the Throne of Thunder LFR belt, if you don't like the Ruthless Gladiators belt. Life Drainers, Sordid Grip, which is from Throne of Thunder LFR. The back, Mantle of Patience, Hyjal Mountain, or Mount Hyjal if you want to get it right. I like Hyjal Mountain better. Tabard of the Guardians of Hyjal, Mount Hyjal, Guardians of Hyjal, Quartermaster, 2 gold to pick that up. The headpiece, Slag Bomber's hood, which got that great green glow that matches the other green in this set. And of course, the weapon, Bite of the Bleeding Hollow Hellfire Citadel Killrock Deadeye is the boss. Here's one of my favorite looks for a Warlock, and it only works for Warlocks because of the shoulders and the gloves. But if you change those, you can go with the Shadow Priest for this as well. This is what's currently on my tune. Cataclysmic Gladiator's Felweave Amos on the shoulders. The chest is Robes of the Burning Acolyte, which of course is Bastine of Twilight Heroic. Halfus Wormbreaker is the boss. 10% on the drop rate for the robe. Looking really cool on a Void Elf lady. Prideful Gladiator's Cord of Accuracy. If you hoard, you can have to go Grievous. Marks of Honor to pick up that belt. Super easy get. Moving on to the headpiece. Speaking of easy gets, Highland Ettins drop that helm, or it's also a quest reward from a few different quests. But you could also buy it on the auction house, so an easy get there. Moving on to a Worgen Sorcerer's Slippers, the Deaths of Chromie. Boy, imagine dying more than one time. Fishing is basically where you could get that. You can also buy it on the auction house, I do believe. Cataclysmic Gladiator Felweave Handguards Cata PvP Vendor. Same PvP set as the shoulders. Moving on to a Nightborn Lady Dark Leather Cloak rounds us off for the back, or the cloak piece. Vanilla level leatherworking. Offhand is straight out of High Mall Heroic Kargath Blade Fist drops the Bile Slinger something or another, and the weapon is a little bit of a hard get. You might have to replace it with something different. Kind of a pastel green and burnt orange look, but I think it works. Sanctified Dark Coven shoulders. Yes, I know I've used these a few times today. I think I've used almost every color here. I like them. Sindragosa is the boss. Icecrown Citadel, of course, is the place. The chest piece is crafted from mop level tailoring. Check your local tailor, check your local auction house. Either way, it's not a difficult pickup. Moving on to the belt is really working well with this set. This is an alliance only belt. Cruel Gladiator's Felweave Cord, Legion PvP Vendor. Eventually it'll probably be one Mark of Honor, but currently you got to buy the whole damn set. Thank you, Blizzard. Anyway, moving on to back, Soulbinder's Great Cloak, Hellfire Citadel, Soulbound Constructs drop it at a kind of fair drop rate. And we're going to show you an Orc Warlock with the feet, Sandals of Rustling Rage. Is there any other kind of rage? Tieragard Sound. Drops from a rare and kind of a low drop rate, but I think it's worth it. Moving on, the hands are from a set in Siege of Orgrimmar Mythic. Thok the Bloodthirsty, 18% on the drop rate for those. Now we have a Goblin, all excited to show you the headpiece, Sanctified Dark Coven Hood. Hellfire Citadel, 25-man. Sindragosa is the boss. Cost you about 29% chance on the drop rate. And the weapon, Primal Gladiator's Energy Staff. Of course, I think this is Alliance only. 5 Marks of Honor to pick up that really cool-looking staff. Earth Ripple Shoulder Pads. Blackrock Foundry Chromog, 22% on the drop rate for the shoulders. Moving on to the chest, I did a similar set for this for priests. As you can see, this is a Warlock only because of the dreadful Gladiators Felweave raiment. Mop PvP Vendor, you can buy it on auction house, crafted from tailors, of course. The belt, Seeking Ember Girdle, which of course is Blackrock Foundry. Beast Lord Darmak is the boss. 22% on the drop rate for that really cool looking skull that works really well with this set. Moving on to the back, Frostguard Drape. You could also go with the Dark Leather Cloak. You could also go with the Gilded Thorian Cloak. So a lot of plain looks if you want. You could there's a purplish cloak out of what do you call it? Out of Cata that drops in many dungeons and quests that you could also use with this set. Duskwoven Sandals making an appearance again. Felwood, easy pickup. The hands, Meatmonger's Gory Grips, High Mall Butcher, fair drop rate on the gloves. Moving on, we're going to hook you up with a Nightborn Lady and the head Slag Bomber's Hood Blackrock Foundry Black Hand, 15% on the drop rate for the hood. And of course, we're going to close out with the weapon, which is a staff straight out of Hellfire Citadel, Bite of the Bleeding Hollow, Killrock Deadeye, rough and ready, 12% on the drop rate. Want to thank everybody for stopping by. My name is Luxeley, and I'm going to leave you with a final thought, which is whatever it is by you, whether it's morning, afternoon, or night, make your day. Just make it epic.